of all, the difference between a lawyer and an advocate. An advocate is basically a lawyer learned in the practice of law and also regulated as they engage in the practice of law. And that is very important because every profession must maintain certain standards. You must regulate the code of conduct. You must ensure there's continuing professional development. You must ensure that those members continuously improve their practice and knowledge of the law. So there's a very important distinction. The reason why it is only advocates who are permitted to practice law in Kenya is because they are the ones who have subjected themselves to that process of learning the practical element and then engaging in continuous professional regulation.
Okay.
So that is why our emphasis is on advocates. They are the ones who can represent parties in court. That is something that is recognized world over. So the second thing I would like to say is that unlike the Law Society of Kenya, there is no such thing as a professional body regulating mediators in Kenya. It is not true. It doesn't exist. My colleague's organization of certified mediators is an associative body. It doesn't have any regulatory role. Other people have set up their own bodies, like a Patanishi Association. Currently, there are more than 50 bodies that have been set up, all purporting to train mediators, and then after that, they unleash them to the public. What has happened is that when mediation began, the process of mediation training was very well controlled. But this has been liberalized because of the multiple mediation entities that have come up. Some of them are doing things that are amazing. For example, a month ago, one mediation body was purporting to train 1,000 mediators at a go. A tutor has 300 people to train. They train them for 4 days, and then they assume that you are now an expert in mediation.
And you're saying this cannot be?
This cannot be.
Okay.
And that is why we are saying mediation is broken. Once we go beyond the theory into the practice, it is the lawyers who have been attending mediation sessions with their colleagues, with their clients, who are giving horror stories of what they are facing when they go to mediation, coercion of members of the public, to enter into mediation agreements, exclusion of legal representation, people who did not even do the training, but they get certificates, and then they are added onto the mediation accreditation register. The mediation committee has more than 9 members, only two, that is less than 20%, represent the Law Society of Kenya.
Can we take a few steps back?
Less than 2. And I can tell you, this is a profession that is not regulated.
Okay.
There's a code of ethics in theory, but there's no one to implement it. The Mediation Accreditation Committee doesn't have the capacity. That's why we are saying mediation is broken in Kenya today.
My question is,
and the lawyers at the front line are the ones who are sharing the horror story. So we've said we need to fix it.
Mr. President,
let's first confront the reality that there is a